Hi, you guys, it's Yaz. I want to tell you about my 2 books that are on Amazon, okay? You can download them free with the trial membership from Kindle. The first book is Regain Your Power. If you're in a relationship and you feel like your partner has all the control in the relationship, maybe you're walking around on eggshells, you're afraid to approach them, it's going to tell you how to regain your power and be happy in the relationship, okay? And what you may be doing wrong, and that's why your partner has all the control in the relationship. The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time. There's a lot of people that are dating someone or in a relationship with somebody who's not really vested in the relationship. And we often are confused as to whether our partner really likes us or is into us or wants a future with us. And this book is going to give you signs and red flags of whether your partner is into you or he's just basically drifting and wasting your time. So go to Amazon and download the Kindle free trial membership. Doesn't cost you anything. And check it out. It may help you. Okay? And have a great day. Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and I'm going to go through dating rules of 2021. Okay? Everybody's asking, oh my goodness, are we going to be dating the same as we've been dating in 2020? And the answer is, for a while, yes, because COVID is not going anywhere anytime soon, okay, you guys? So we have to kind of adapt to this, and we have to figure out a way to get what we need in dating. So the best advice that I could give you guys is, number 1, if you're going to try to meet somebody, try to meet them online if you're quarantined at home and you can't get out. But stay away from the dating apps. Use the dating apps as a last resort, okay? I'm telling you, the percentage of people on those dating apps that actually want to meet somebody are like 0.1%, all right? Believe me when I tell you, all right? I have plenty of guy friends that laugh when I tell them about the women that go on the dating apps, because they know that the guys are all there. They're all just, not everybody, but a large percentage of them are just looking for hookups and sex, and they're playing game, you guys. That's what this podcast is about. When people play game, when they're not being transparent and they're not being sincere in what they want because they want other things from you, which a lot of times is sex. It could be ego boost. It could be money. There's a lot of different reasons people play game, and you got to learn about it so that you don't get played. And if you're going to date going into 2021, the best thing you can do is, or one of the best things you can do is to network. Now, when I say network, there are other social media groups that you can get on and try to meet people. And when you try to meet people, you try to meet them and don't look at it like I'm looking for my future partner. No, you get on, you be social, you talk to people, you look at them as you're making friends, and you see where it goes from there. Okay? The other thing I want to bring up is this, okay? A lot of women have said, you know, with reference to the dating apps or whatever, you know, these guys, they just want sex, they send dick pictures and everything like that. Well, they will do what you allow. So you have to have your boundaries in place. If you're the type of person that, you know, they feel they can't do that to, believe me, they're not going to, unless they're a straight up clown, in which case that's what the delete and block button is for. So, you know, you start the conversation when you get to know somebody, and you talk about getting to know them and see if they're asking questions about you They want to know about you as a person. They don't bring up sex right away. If somebody brings up sex right away, that is a red flag. Sex is on their mind, and that's where they're going with it, okay? You got to pick up on the clues. So, you network. If you have a group of friends, you send out your feelers, you tell your friends, I'm looking to meet somebody. You never know. Friends can introduce you. That's the best way to meet somebody, is through introduction. If your friend, they might work with somebody, or they may be talking to somebody and be in a relationship. That's a great way to put out your feelers. So network. There's business groups, there's tech groups, there's different interest groups online. One of my friends on Facebook, he added me to one group on Facebook like 3 years ago. And from that, they kept adding me to more and more groups. And I'm in over 400 groups on Facebook. All right. So there's always ways to meet people, and use the dating apps as a last resort. Now, when we're talking about dating rules of 2021, number one, you have to look at what's going on in the world. You have a situation where you have a second wave of COVID. And what comes first? Your health comes first. So first and foremost, although we'd rather be out in restaurants, although we'd rather be out in bars, although we'd rather be at a sporting event or doing things and socializing organically, we can't. It's a situation. It's like being in a wartime situation, and you have to understand this. This is not normal times. So you have to work around it and understand that this situation is not going to happen is not going to be going on forever. It will pass. Like everything else in the world, when things happen, it passes. So you have to ride through it. So what do? You're home, you're quarantined, you're sick of isolation, you get busy. You get busy. You get busy on yourself. You think about your career. You think about your job. You think about hustling and how to, work on making money and being financially secure. You take care of your kids. You keep them busy. You have them on a schedule if you have children. All right? The other things, you work on yourself, you exercise, and you do other things to make yourself healthy. What do I always talk about? I talk about loving yourself and to be the best version of yourself. So, if you're a little confined in quarantine, this is the time to work on you. This is the time to do all the things that you could never get to before because you were always on the go when we didn't have COVID-19 in the world. This is your time to get yourself to a point that when this all passes, you're going to be that much further along in yourself, in being uplifted as a person, and it will build your self-confidence. Once you build your self-confidence, you become so much more powerful. You will not take people treating you beneath the way you should be treated. There's so many people that have low boundaries that don't get treated the way they should get treated because of that lack of self-esteem. So number one, be prepared to date. Work on yourself. You have the extra time to work on yourself if you're in a situation like that. Now, if you're going to date and you got to date from home, we talk about the Zoom dating. Everybody's sick of the Zoom dating. It's like you get online, people jumping around, jump, right? And a lot of people don't take the pandemic seriously, and they will try to rush you. This happens a lot on the dating apps. Oh, when can I meet you? When can I meet you? Because a lot of these people, they have no respect for what's going on in the world. They don't care if they infect you or that you could be a carrier and infect, somebody in your family or people that are around you. What do they care about? They care about meeting you without getting to know you or know anything about you. They want to see what you look like. That's what it comes down to. That's what you find on the dating apps. That's why when I talk about dating rules of 2021, There's going to be no more nonsense. It's going to be, either you're transparent and you're sincere and you want to get to know me, then you will do it through conversation. That person will get on the phone. So, rule number 1 is they need to get on the phone. They need to talk to you and talk about things other than sex in the beginning. Because when you start with sex really fast in the beginning, it's going to end with sex. You haven't given that person a chance to get to know you. All right? You need to put these people through a test. You need to see if they really like you as a person or they're just looking at you as a slab of meat that they want to use. All right? Now, if you're looking for hookups or something like that, that's a totally different ball game. Then, you could do whatever you want. It's a totally different it's not really dating. It's more just hooking up. That's totally different from what I'm talking about. But if I'm talking about you're looking to date, you're looking to meet somebody, you're not just looking for a one night stand, then, you have to weed through because people will not tell you what they really want in the beginning. A lot of people won't. So the only way you're going to know that is whether they're going to get on the phone with you, they're going to talk to you, and they're going to ask you questions about you and show an interest for a while, not just the first week. Okay? You got to put them through the test to see how interested is this person. Does this person really want to know about my background? Or is this person, just saying how sexy I am? See, you have to read between the lines. What comes out of their mouth tells you where their head is at. That tells you what they're thinking without them having to spell it out to you. Okay? That's the difference between somebody that's really sharp and somebody that's naive. Somebody that's sharp picks up on these things. They know when they're dealing with somebody who is not sincere, who's playing games. Now, that brings me to rule number 2. When somebody is not consistent with you, then you put them in the pay no mind list. This is a person that if you still want to talk to just as a friend, that's where you keep them. You don't give them a lot of your time. You don't spend hours on the phone with them unless you feel like wasting your time, all right? Because how much time they give you is how much they like you, all right? That's especially if somebody doesn't have a lot of time to give you. So when you're getting to know somebody, obviously I've been through this. They got to be consistent. They got to get on the phone. They got to ask you questions about yourself. They have to take an interest. They have to be on the same page that you are. And a lot of people tell you they are and they're not. So, it takes time. You have to move slowly. This is the biggest problem that women make, is that they move too quickly and then they get burnt and then they get played because they didn't take their time, because they believed everything that came out of that person's mouth as being the truth when they were not telling the truth and they were playing game on you, okay? The only way you're going to know is in time, because people that are playing games with you can't keep it up, all right? Believe me when I tell you, they cannot keep it up. Eventually, they're going to either fall off because you're too much work, and if they fall off, then guess what? They really didn't want to get to know you. Then all that nonsense and that love bombing they gave you was all BS. So it's better you know that than to get used. So take your time before you meet somebody. So people say, well, how am I supposed to meet somebody with this COVID thing? I don't want to get COVID, blah, 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 right? That's why you have to talk to them on the phone for a while, okay? You talk to them for a few weeks, especially since, we have to ride out this wave. You talk to them for however long you feel is right, however long that person has, tried to get to know you, whether it's 3 weeks or longer. And then you move to video chatting. Now, you have to be careful. The next rule with the video chatting is, a lot of people, they start off all nice and, yeah, great. They love video chatting because they get to see what you look like and figure out if they're attracted to you, which is very cool too, because you get to see what they look like. But some people will look at it as a chance to be with a webcam girl, and you don't want to be a webcam girl for these people, okay? They start off, they'll test you. They may make little sexual innuendos or anything like that. They're trying you. They want to see how much they can get from you. You got to put up that halt right there and let them know, you're not going this way with this conversation or with this virtual chat. And, if they try you again, you will not be talking to them. Because if you don't, then they're going to keep pushing more and more and more. They may ask you things like, oh, that's a nice shirt. That's very sexy. And then make reference to your chest, or make reference, let me see your body. Let me see your butt. Oh, you got a nice butt and this and that. And meanwhile, they haven't asked you anything about you. They haven't asked you what you do for a job. They haven't asked you if you have kids. That is somebody who's going to waste your time. Delete, block, unless you're just looking to have fun, just some sexual fun. Then that's a totally different thing, like I said. All right, then those rules don't apply to this. But if it's somebody that you're looking to date and have something a little more than just a hookup, then you got to be smart about it. Then you have to be able to say no. I don't care how much you like that person. You have to be able to say no. Because if you don't, you're going to get played in a lot of cases if that person is not being sincere back with you. Now, the other thing is, then you do the virtual chat, and let's say the person, they're sincere. They want to get to know you. They're talking, they're asking questions. You do this for a while, blah, 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 blah. You do that, for however long you want to do it. But like I said, don't rush with meeting the person. And then when you feel like you're at that point, like you could trust this person to go meet them, then you go meet them, you social distance, you wear a mask, you go out to a public place outside because, the COVID is airborne, so I don't recommend going inside with anybody. If you read up on a lot of the science journals, they will tell you that it is most definitely airborne. So, nobody's worth that risk. So take it slow. And that's how you go about dating. You network, you talk to people, you make friends, you see what becomes of that, and then you take it to the next step. And then the other thing is, when you see that somebody is not following through, when you get that feeling like, you don't know where you stand with that person and you've been talking to them for weeks, then you know that you don't stand anywhere with that person, okay? Because this is a thing that a lot of people don't get. They think because they talk to somebody a lot, they think that they're the only one that they're talking to. When they could be talking to 3 other people after they get off the phone with you. So you have to be aware of that, you guys. So the minute you see somebody falling off a little bit, let's say backing off from contacting you or anything like that, that's showing their level of interest is getting less. And you have to be aware of that. And once you see that, you know that person is backing off from you and that this is not somebody that's all in. You got to be aware of these things. And if they're not all in, you don't fall for somebody like that. See, that's another thing that a lot of people do too, and a lot of women. They fall fast for somebody because they get caught up in that love bombing. This person tells them everything that they want to hear, and right away they think, oh, Oh, he sounds wonderful. Oh my goodness. He's just like me. He's so tired of the dating, and, he's met so many women that are horrible. And, he can't believe he met me and everything like that. Like I said, how long do you know him? 3 weeks? Not long enough. You don't know him, okay? You don't know that person. Believe me, there's people that are married to people that don't even know their partner. So you have to take it slow, you guys. That's why there's so many people with broken hearts out there. Now, another thing. When you're dealing with somebody and they do things like they don't text you back till the next day, or, you text them and then they don't respond to you for hours, but meanwhile you see them on the social media, that is a red flag that person is not taking you seriously, that you are not very important in their life, and you have to be aware of that. Then you say, okay, all right, this person is going into category B, all right? Now, dating rules of 2020, we have different categories. We're going to put category A is for the people that make the effort. These are the people that like you, that want to get to know you, that are consistent with you, that have no problem getting on the phone, that have no problem doing a virtual chat with you and doing it on a regular basis. These are the people that you give your time to. Then we have category B. These are the people that you talk to, but they're not always around, okay? Sometimes they contact you, and sometimes they're nowhere to be found. That is the category of people that you don't take seriously. And that's where a lot of people make a mistake, because they think that, if they're not contacting me, they must be busy. They make excuses for these people. You need to stop making excuses for these people. They know what they're doing. They're not stupid. They know. If you are important, they will contact you on a regular basis, you guys. So look at the pattern. Look at their pattern as you go on, and you're getting to know them over a couple of months. Now, the other thing is we have category C, and category C is when somebody, that you meet or you're trying to meet, whether it's the dating apps or social media or anybody online, crosses your boundaries. Those are the delete and block. You don't even hesitate about it. See, the thing is, when I first started dating, one of the biggest mistakes I made is I always made excuses for people that I dated. I always said, well, maybe he doesn't know better. Maybe he's busy. Maybe it's true his Wi-Fi wasn't working. I always made excuses. And one of my good friends at the time said to me, you have to stop making excuses for him. And he was dead on right. And I'm telling you guys the same thing. People will want to be around people they like. All right. Now, other people may say, well, he doesn't know what he wants. Well, if he doesn't know what he wants, then do you really want somebody who doesn't know what they want? No. You want somebody whose head is screwed on right and knows what they want and is able to recognize the good qualities in you. All right. Like I had one woman that was on one of my social media, and she said to me, oh, well, my ex left and he's never coming back. My attitude is, he did you a favor. Bye-bye. Okay. Because if he walked away and he didn't come back, then guess what? He wasn't all in. He was not all in. Or he could have had somebody on the side and you just didn't know it. So the thing is, you don't want somebody who's got one leg in the door. You want somebody who wants to be with you. Don't settle for half a person. You deserve better than that. We're going into 2021, okay? And during the interim of all this, you work on yourself. You work on, exercising in your house or taking a walk, taking a ride in your car, riding a bicycle. You keep busy. That's the key, you guys. Keep busy. You work on your career. You work on getting a job if you're unemployed, or you work on a home business, or you work on writing a book. You do other things to keep busy in between, getting online and trying to talk to people and doing all these things. And if you have to do the online dating, which is like the bottom of the barrel, but if you have to do it, you're going to have to be willing to put in the work. You're going to be talking to a lot of people that will waste your time, tell you things that they don't mean, because it's all game on there. All right? Believe me, my guy friends, they laugh about it. When I used to say to them, oh, you don't think there's anybody on there that's there, they would laugh because they know the game. All right? So I'm not saying that there aren't people on there that sincerely want to meet somebody. Yes, there is, but the percentage of those people is very small. So that wouldn't be my first place of looking for somebody. I would network, I would join the groups and talk to friends, put my feelers out there, and then, work from that. Build, you guys. It's like building a business, only you're building your own community. Even if you're building friends, it's not a bad thing in the interim while we get through this pandemic. Remember, your health comes first, and all the rest will fall into place. And hopefully along, you meet somebody just by putting yourself out there. Sometimes you got to go outside your comfort zone to meet somebody. Okay? That's really important because a lot of people don't want to do that. That's why I tell you, when you look at it and you're talking to people say, oh, I don't know how to flirt. Just be yourself. Just be a nice person. Just talk to them like you would talk to a coworker and take it from there. And if somebody is interested, they're going to talk back. And if they're not, then you don't bother with them. Bye. Okay. No problem. No worries here. There's so many other people in the world. I don't need to, sweat over you. So this is what I'm telling you. And the minute you see game, you don't bother. Unless you want to have your time wasted, of course. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to teach you certain things about the game that I've lived through so that you could be aware of it, so that you could pick up on the red flags, and so that you don't waste your life with the wrong people and you don't end up in a heartbreak over somebody who's not worth it. Believe me when I tell you, work on yourself, okay? Work on yourself and do the rest on the side in the interim, and do something positive for yourself to build yourself up, okay? And never settle for less. Never settle for less than you deserve, because in the long run, you are not going to be happy. Believe me, you are not going to be happy. So, if you have to go through a little bit of loneliness for a while, it will pass. Like everything else in life, it will pass. Life is changing all the time. As you grow older, life changes. Nothing stays the same. So just get through it and give your time to the people that deserve it. Okay? And the greatest advice I could give you is this. If you're dealing with somebody and you're getting to know somebody and you're getting that pit in your stomach and you're saying to yourself, something doesn't seem right here. They showed me interest and now I don't know where they're at, or they come around every so often. That is a person that is not all in, that may like you, but doesn't mean they want anything more with you than just to keep you around to maybe talk to, an ego boost. You may be, category B on their list, which means that, you're not their number one choice, but they're not going to throw you away. They're going to keep you around in case their number one on their list, doesn't work out, then they'll contact you. You don't want to be somebody's second choice. So those kind of people, make a note of it. If you want to keep them around as a friend or something like that, that's one thing, but I wouldn't put my heart in it, okay? And just remember that, you're not alone. There's a lot of people in the same boat as you. The whole world is going through it. Just keep busy, get into yourself, and you will be okay. And eventually, everybody will be able to date and go out and be normal again. But it's going to take time. It's going to take a while, okay? I hope that helps you. If it did, please hit the subscribe button and share. Have a great day. Hi, it's Yaz, and I just want to let you guys know that if you're having a problem in your dating or your relationship, go to my website, link in the bio, and I'm offering email or phone coaching because everybody's problems are different, and sometimes you just want a confidential opinion on a situation you're in. You're confused, you don't know what to do, you love your partner and you're having problems, and you just need somebody to tell it to you straight as to what's going on, why it's going on, and offer you some ideas of how to solve the problem. So go to the website, link in the description, and check it out. Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. That's a 30-day trial membership, you guys. It doesn't cost you anything, and you get a free audiobook. You can cancel anytime. Just go to tinyurl.com/AskYazNow and browse all the different selections. They have a lot of different relationship and dating books on there. You can listen to them on the train, on the bus, if you're driving. So download a title free and start listening. It's that easy. The link is in my podcast description. The link is tinyurl.com/AskYazNow.